And that's recording.
Oh. I just saw a new recording tab.
Mm-hmm.
This is Maurice LaMarche, voice of Dr. Egon Spengler from The Real Ghostbusters, the Brain from Pinky and the Brain, Lieutenant Kif Croker from Futurama, and you're on The Dorkening.
Hey, you dorks, this is Gunnar Hansen, Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and you are listening to The Dorkening.
Hi, I'm Brian Johnson, and although you probably accidentally stumbled across it and have no idea why you're watching it, you are in fact watching The Dorkening.
Hello, this is Tom Kenny, voice actor, the voice of the Ice King on Adventure Time. And SpongeBob SquarePants. Ah, meow. Oh, Gary the Snail, too. Hey, guess what you're filling your eye holes and ear holes with? The Dorkening! Oh, I love the Dorkening. Very popular in Ooh. And Bikini Bottom.
Hi, I'm Lou Ferrigno. You're watching The Dorkening. And you know what? You don't like me when I get angry, so don't get me angry. You better keep watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, this is Felissa Rose, and you're watching The Dorkening.
Hey guys, it's Courtney Palm. We're shooting Death House, and you're watching The Dorkening.
This is Anthony Michael Hall, and you're watching The Dorkening. Stay tuned. My friend's going to show you what entertainment's all about, baby.
The Dorkening.
The Dorkening and all affiliated shows are not intended for anyone under the age of 18. The following may contain discussions or scenes that have adult situations, graphic violence, nudity, strong sexual content, and graphic language. This show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised.
Rise and shine, my sinners. When Father Evil starts his day, he gets a little deadly. Deadly Grounds coffee has the richest, smoothest flavor you'll find anywhere. It's sinfully delicious. Once you go deadly, you never go back. Order yours at getdeadly.com. Coffee's so good, it's scary.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. You are watching The Dorkening. My name's Leo. I'm the monkey behind the keyboard here. We have an awesome show scheduled for you today. So much awesome dorkiness is out right now. And without further ado, yo!
Hey, everybody.
How's it
everybody's
going?
night going? Not too bad. Not too bad.
I know Brandon's going to be joining us shortly, but I was trying something new tonight, so I had to start us on time. So, which is a shocker. Steven!
Hello, everyone.
What are you drinking?
Beer.
Oh, thought that was something good. Never mind.
What? Light beer is good.
Stephen,
I've never been a fan.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing fine, Mr. Brandon.
That's my name.
As I was saying,
oh shit! I didn't expect to see like just me on the, on the street. Oh, did we start the show already?
We did.
What the? What the? Oh, this bullshit. Hi, everybody. I mean, what the fuck?
Hey, sorry, I was trying something new tonight, so I had to start us on time.
Oh, was the new thing fucking with me in the time we were starting? Because if so, bang up job. Came on like gangbusters, kid.
Thank you. No, I was trying a scheduled one stream. So I'd it was the first time I've ever
I have
done
been
it.
doing this with you for almost 2 years, Leo.
Yeah.
And there has been nary a fucking Wednesday where this has started directly at 9. Not a single one.
I know.
Technically, it was 8:59 when we went live. So.
No one asked you, Steve. All right.
Well, okay, technically it was 8:59, but there was 4 minutes and 40 seconds. Of...
Excuse me, sir. It was 8:59 and 47 seconds.
So
Hi, everybody. I missed everyone so much.
We missed you too. It was one stream, it's a restreaming solution, and normally I just do like a manual restream, but I figured out you could do a scheduled
Manuel restream.
Manuel.
Okay.
The guy who did Hamilton, right?
Yeah, that's the guy who wrote Hamilton. Yeah, absolutely. Lin-Manuel Restream.
Yeah. Rather than doing it manually, I found out that I could just do a schedule, but it like schedules it through 2 different programs, and I'm like, oh shit, what happens if I don't start it on time? So I didn't want to chance it. So I figured the 4 minutes and 40 seconds of intros.
No,
that's popped in by then. So.
I mean, yeah, well, you would think so, except for once again, we have never started directly at 9. All of that you just said is great.
Well,
that is incredibly useful information. I mean, it would have been more fucking useful 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
For me personally.
What's the fun in that?
Not on air.
Exactly.
But useful-ish nonetheless. I do want to say this, that 5-minute deal. Steve had me on his podcast where we discussed holiday movies, Thanksgiving going into the full-on like Christmas, Hanukkah season. And Steve made a point to say to me like, oh, don't worry, I don't have 5 minutes of fucking beginning and promo like Leo does every Wednesday. And to Steve, I'd like to say, after viewing the show itself, you are technically correct, sir. You don't have a full 5-minute opening. You have 2 minutes, and then you spent 3 minutes saying the names of other sponsors you have. So it's the same thing, pal.
Yeah.
It tickled me. I was like, I mean, He's technically correct, which in some circles is the best kind of correct to be. I get it.
So for those of you that don't know, the reason why we have such a long intro is so that I can share, in the socials while things are getting ready. So that's my excuse.
Yeah.
I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, that's right. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. So a lot's been hitting the airwaves last couple. You okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
Sorry, my wife got me a mug warmer thing, and because I am an ADHD man child, I started touching it with the cup on it, and forgot that it's a fucking mug warmer. So sorry.
I did that with the tip on my 3D printer like 6 months ago.
Ooh. Oh, hey, look at you. He's rocking a Roosevelt shirt.
I've been rocking Roosevelts for the last 3 years.
Me too, bud. Thank you. It's oh god. Oh my god. I feel like I should stop my camera and go get one of my many. Judas Priest. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that somebody else is on that fucking train.
I have like 12 shirts.
12. That's adorable. I have a lot. I have a lot. A lot.
Okay, Brandon, how much is a lot?
More than 12. How about that?
More than a little and less than a lot.
I haven't counted, but I know it's more than a dozen.
Okay.
It's some might look at it and say like, "Wow, that's a lot of shirts," and then my wife would look at it and say like, "Wow, that's a lot of wasted money." But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, are you at the point where you need to start hiding them from your wife?
Yes.
No, I have no such thing as a guilty pleasure. I mean, if I couldn't afford them, I wouldn't get them.
I hear you.
So talk to me again in like a month and a half.
Okay.
Sorry, I apologize. I didn't mean to hijack.
No. It's awesome conversation. Bro Pro says happy Wednesday, everybody. And Woody sends us the eyes and the laughs. Thank you, Woody. So I know nobody else wants to talk about it, but I'm just gonna mention it since it finished last week. Andor. Wow.
So I should break out my nightcap now.
You should bring what?
Bring out my nightcap and a pillow.
Yeah.
How about this? I am disinterested and or ambivalent.
Even though some people are saying it's the best Star Wars show ever.
Who's saying that?
I read some articles. Yeah,
a lot of people.
The best and worst poll that we've put out for our end of the year special, we have a Google form and everyone has put Andor. Out of the 12 responses we've gotten, 50% of them have put Andor as their best TV show of 2022.
So those 6 people with a bullet, Andor is number 1.
I'm not going
to. I haven't seen it, so I'm gonna take people's word for it, and I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it, but if they say it's the best, then
okay,
more power to them.
So I'm gonna say that.
Listen, a lot of people say that Rocky IV is the best Rocky, and they're wrong. I mean, it's that simple. I'm not. Listen, everybody's entitled to their opinion.
Yeah,
and opinions are not wrong, except for the ones that wildly are. Okay.
Oh, jeez. Well, just to put the record straight, whatever you love, whatever you hate, you hate. It's everybody, you do you.
I'm more ambivalent to it. Just nothing about it seemed interesting.
See, I was watching it in the beginning just because there was nothing else on, and I wanted to use that.
You
time.
were watching it in the beginning because it was Star Wars, Leo.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's call a spade a spade, all right?
Oh yeah. Good. It just got boring.
It definitely had a very slow burn, and it definitely got I would say you are right. It definitely got boring for a bit there. But once it's all said and done, the overall story, it was interesting.
I have a friend who watched it religiously every week, and he straight up said it's awesome because it's the beginning of how the Rebel Alliance started. It's basically, like straight up espionage, like spy films. So I mean, I'm gonna give it another chance, but I'd stop caring.
I will probably watch it in like 2 months. I watched the first episode. I got to the end of the first episode, and I said to myself / my wife, because she watched it with me, as she does most of these things, and I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm not really champing at the bit to continue this, but when I don't feel pressured to watch this every single week, maybe I can sit down and give it a go over the course of like a weekend. No, not you, Leo. You can't pressure me to do shit. I don't think that highly of you.
I was just about to say, like, the thrilling, like, at one time I remember saying I was hate watching it. But
it was the same for me, except for the watching part.
Well, I'm eager to check it out for a couple of reasons. Obviously, because Leo's been talking about it for 12 weeks. That's one reason.
That actually made me want to watch it less. I don't know.
Yeah. And then last week, my family was over for Thanksgiving, and my cousin's a huge Star Wars fan too, and he was telling me about the finale and how good it was. So I'm interested.
The overall, like, the whole story was real good. You can't just take like one episode. It's like the whole overarching story was decent.
Yeah.
It's just, it got a little silly when a lot of the story was based on an unemployed Imperial officer that had to go and
that was the silly part. That was the silly part.
Yeah.
Not the fact that you were watching an entire series based on the story of a man that you already know is going to die on a planetary explosion in Rouge One.
My neck hurts.
Okay.
I've said it before. I'll say it again right now. I did not need an entire movie to cover the fucking line. Many Bothans died to get us these plans. You want to know why? Because it's all right there in that sentence. Many Bothans died to get you those plans. Boom. Story over. That's it right there.
Okay.
That movie was a fucking Frankenstein hack job if I've ever seen one.
Tell us how you really feel.
There was more fucking Forrest Whitaker in the fucking preview for that movie than there was in the fucking movie.
Because they were saving him for
And when he was in
Andor.
the movie, he sounded like a broke ass Darth Vader. What the fuck was that shit?
Working on a budget, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking asthmatic Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, that's right. I did the fucking lazy eye.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you bet your ass I did.
Okay. Well,
but they didn't make good use of him.
they do in Andor, so you'll be happy to know he's back.
Oh, please. Oh, here, look, I dumped a bunch of glitter on this piece of dog shit. Do you like it now? I mean, it's just glittery dog shit. After it's glittery.
Okay, after you watch the show, let's have this.
Yeah, I will.
Again.
I will promise. I promise you this, Leo. I will watch the show.
Yeah,
I will watch the show, and when I do, I will not say a fucking word in our chats, online, anywhere else until we're right here on Wednesday night.
Yeah,
you will feel the full fucking fury of my disengagement from it.
Well, speaking of full fucking fury, what the fuck? What is this cocaine bear?
Oh, I thought you were going to say something about Samuel L. Jackson. That would have been cool too. But
oh yeah,
it would have been a great segue if we had news about him.
I had to look up what this inspired by true events was. Apparently,
based on a meme.
Yeah,
no, it's based off of a real story.
Oh yeah,
that too. Because I sent my co-host the trailer, and he said, "So it's based on a meme." I said, "No, it's based on a thing in the '70s too." He's like, "It's based on a meme." I'm like, "Whatever." So
Steven had to beat him to death with his own shoes.
But yeah, it looks funny. I mean, it's something.
Okay. It looks fucked up.
It looks amazing.
Yes.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I've just caught like the news of it, and
Oh, you haven't
that's
seen the
pretty much-
trailer?
Nah, man, I've been fucking busy. All right, I
know.
saw. Oh, Cocaine Bear's gonna be a movie, and then I just kept living my fucking life. You know, like I had other things that I needed to do. Unfortunately, you know, I had to do the things I get paid to do.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, I could sit here and wax philosophical about Cocaine Bear for a few minutes, or I could actually do my job.
I would
loath
recommend.
as I was to do my job, there I was earning that paycheck.
I would recommend checking it out. The trailer. I say it looks fucked up, but it looks enjoyable.
Yeah.
Better than
Like
Andor.
Yeah.
Better than Andor, yes. Steve, number 2. What were your thoughts?
I love everything about this trailer. It was the funniest shit I've seen in quite a while.
Ugh. Can we not call him Steve number 2? That sounds like a fucking bathroom code. Can we just call him Second Steve?
I didn't want
Jesus.
How about Nerd Steve? What Steve? What would you prefer?
Esteban.
I was just gonna say
Oh.
Esteban. Would you like Esteban? I'll do Esteban. I'm fucking fine
I'll
with
take
that.
one. Everybody calls me that.
Esteban.
Hiya,
My wife,
Sammy.
too.
How you doing?
I want to make sure you feel comfortable here. We enjoy having you. So,
Oh, what? So you trying to make him feel comfortable? What about the rest of us? This is new shit. All right.
hey,
see how it is.
we're past the honeymoon stage. You know.
I almost spit tea all over my fucking.
I've only been here
keyboard.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Give me
And
a
he's
break.
he's already gone through the initiation phase because like we had him on 2 Wednesdays ago, when I had my inaugural interim hosting when you and Brandon were gone, and then he was my fill-in co-host when my co-host was sick this week. So he's seasoned vet now. 2 weeks in, he's like a seasoned vet with the Dorkening. So
That's how
Right.
that works. I mean, that's great. By all means, be as seasoned as you want after 2 weeks. I myself am more of a rosemary and thyme kind of guy, but yeah, I mean, you got to come on the show and watch Steve miraculously not end his own broadcast. But you bet your ass if Leo and I were doing it, Steve would be like, "Hey guys, I could only come by for a couple minutes, suckers." Twirling his fucking mustache.
So Esteban, I just have to say, this is what Steve did. You know, in StreamYard, where you need to like hit the end broadcast twice.
Yep.
He did that
Twice.
by mistake.
Like, he clicked on end broadcast, didn't
For what it's
feel that
worth.
there was enough finality to that movement. And he was like, "Oh, I guess I should hit it again." And just fucking destroyed everybody's Wednesday night for approximately 2 minutes.
For what it's worth, my nickname from everybody is Shitty Midas because I usually fuck something up.
Sammy, you're sleeping on the couch tonight.
Oh, I would very much like to see you try to enforce that one, Steven.
Which means Steven's going to be sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah, precisely. Correctamundo.
Yo, did you see the trailer?
No, I have not yet.
Okay. Well, we look forward to your review once you see it.
I'll check it out as soon as possible.
Yeah. I do have to say I've been watching. Me and my wife have been watching this since this weekend because it came out this weekend. Wednesday.
Yep, that's what night it is, Leo. Very good. But what have you been watching?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, it is so good.
Never have been so happy to have the TV I had with
Yeah.
how they filmed that. Like, beautiful to watch.
Oh yeah. It's other than being beautiful to watch, Yo-Yo, how do you like it so far?
I'm liking it so far.
Yeah.
I'm on episode 7, so.
Oh wow.
Almost, yeah.
How many episodes are there?
8 episodes.
8? Okay.
Yep.
That's a breeze through.
How long are they?
They're about 45 minutes each.
Okay.
I mean, cool. It's not that I have anything against it. It's just like there's so many things that I want to squeeze in. And
Yeah.
hard to find time for it all.
Yeah.
Like I'm knee deep in Quantum Leap, the original series, because I got Dara I convinced her to watch it with me.
I'm about to go back down that wormhole.
Oh well,
you just
know what,
made it
man?
solidify.
I if it's been a while, I think you're in for a real treat. In all honesty, right now we are right at the end of season 3. We are literally like an episode away from the season finale, and I'm like so excited because going into season 4, like I'm not going to say it because my wife is going to watch this show tomorrow during work, and I don't want to spoil it for her. But if you've ever seen it, there's a paradigm shift for approximately an episode, and you find out some information that you were not made privy to for the first part of the entire series. And it kind of changes your view of the character. Not like for the worse or anything, just you have more info and you're like, oh shit. I'm like so pumped. We're so close. And we jumped around a bit and watched some other things. We watched Physical on Apple TV Plus. In between that, which was like a real fucking roller coaster, man. Like you go from like Quantum Leap, where most of it's like putting right what once went wrong and hoping that each leap will be the leap home. And it's like, it's so hopeful and optimistic. And then I watch Physical starring Rose Byrne. I'm like, oh, this is about a bulimic woman in the 80s trying to do her best Jane Fonda-esque shit. This is pretty dark. All right, well, I guess I needed something to shake off the good feelings. Might as well be this. But yeah, Wednesday is definitely on my list. I have seen some people saying some really good things about it. I don't personally hold the previous movies or anything in like the highest regard. I'm not saying I never enjoyed them or anything, but they weren't paramount for me. I grew up watching the original Addams Family show with John Astin as Gomez and what have you. And even after the movie came out, when they did the cartoon on Saturday mornings where it looked more like Charles Addams' comic strip, John Astin came back to do the voice of Gomez
nice.
Addams in that. But like, I will say, out of everything that I've seen for the show, the only bit that like just kind of made me raise my eyebrow was casting Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia, because that woman is like as far as it appears to me at any rate, and I'm trying to think of how to say this as diplomatically as possible. She is like vanilla flavored Quaalude. She just makes me want to fucking sleep whenever she's on screen. I don't get it. I like past like the Mask of Zorro and like Entrapment. I am hard pressed to see what her appeal is.
Well, you'll be happy to know. Well, we're 5 episodes in, but there's been very little of her. Like, I think the 5th episode had like the most so far. But it's been a majority of a Wednesday show. And Yo-Yo, in watching this, it's been a long time since I watched the original Addams Family and like the movies. It seems like the school, is it a mixture of the two houses, the house from the show and the house from the movies? That's what it seems like, but I could be totally wrong.
I don't know. I didn't put much stock into that part.
Okay. Well, the school definitely has the Addams Family house look, but there's like 2 different buildings for the school, and I thought that like they took the building of the show and the building of the movie. But
right, sure. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
I mean,
so
when you watch it, you'll find out.
I haven't seen it either, but given Tim Burton's style and he likes the Addams Family too, I wouldn't stray that away from him. I wouldn't.
Oh, that's right. I forgot Tim Burton was doing this. So like,
yep,
I did. The credits start off, I'm guessing, like La 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 la. Bam, 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 bam. Bump, bump, bump. No.
Yeah. Well, it's
Danny Elfman.
Danny
So,
Elfman.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, I'm sorry for ruining the next 4 movies he scores for everybody listening and watching right now, but that's it right there.
Well, those that don't know, I mean, I don't know anyone that follows like his music besides scoring
Him?
movies.
Oh.
He headlined Coachella this year. Like he did, he released a solo album.
Fuck.
Like, yeah,
I mean, he was the frontman for Oingo Boingo.
yeah, but it wasn't Oingo Boingo. It was just him, like him and his orchestra doing.
Isn't he kind of Oingo Boingo though?
Yeah, like Oingo Boingo nuts with, his music.
All I know is if Danny Elfman's at Coachella and he doesn't perform Dead Man's Party, I'm fucking leaving. This is bullshit. As soon as these mushrooms kick in, I'm fucking out.
Mushrooms came up recently for some reason. What the hell was it?
Yeah, because they're
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, because they're now banned in Colorado.
Oh man, that's gonna suck if you're a big fan of pizza.
Fans
won't be going to Colorado then.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. All mushrooms or a certain type of mushroom?
Certain type of mushroom.
I thought they legalized them in Colorado.
No, they legalized pot. They didn't. I don't.
No, pot's been legalized for a long time.
Yeah, Colorado's. That's old news in Colorado.
Portland, Oregon,
Yeah.
they legalized every drug. I know that, but I never heard anything about like psilocybin being legal in Colorado.
I could have sworn it got legalized somewhere. When I heard about it, I'm like, really?
Yeah, no, Colorado legalized.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm literally typing it in myself right now.
Yep, they did. So, Colorado, I guess. Woo.
Yep, criminal penalties will be removed within weeks. So
That's
yeah,
ridiculous.
they legalized psilocybin. Well, hey honey, I know where we're going next year for vacation.
I'm gonna start looking up plane tickets tonight.
Yeah, right. Dude, I'm gonna tell you, I'm so disappointed in so many of my healthier friends when the pandemic first hit. I found plane tickets round trip to Las Vegas for $49. No one wanted to go with me. No,
we were
one.
talking about that at work. We were like, if they close, we can all take a trip.
I told my buddy, I was like, listen, I will pay for your airfare. I mean, I can afford $100. You know what I mean? Like, I will pay for your airfare to and from. We will just go there. We'll take a lift to like the middle of the strip, and because no one is there, bring your fucking camera with you because he's a filmmaker. Bring your camera with you, and we will get some dope ass fucking B-roll of an empty, deserted Las Vegas strip. It'll be magnificent for when you finally make a zombie movie. And he was like, absolutely not. And I was like,
actually, you could do a
Never
cross
mind.
between a zombie movie and a Howard S. Thompson novel.
Well, could have, because it's long
Could have.
past, and yeah, we're not. Fingers crossed, we're not going to have lockdown like that again.
You could have.
Yes.
did you say Howard
like
S. Thompson?
Yeah. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Hunter.
Hunter.
Okay.
Sorry.
That really threw me off.
Hunter.
Yeah, you're thinking of Howard Johnson's.
Maybe he was thinking of fucking
Howard
H.P.
Hughes.
Maybe.
Lovecraft.
Okay, we've really gone off track.
Just
Has
talking
anybody-
about mushrooms. What do you guys think about that new Super Mario Brothers trailer?
Oh, good segue.
yeah.
That
It-
one's
it-
for free.
How much can they shove into this movie? So we have Mario.
Wait, so you're complaining that they have too much Mario?
No.
stuff in it?
I'm not complaining. I'm not
This interview
complaining.
is over.
I mean, people are already complaining about stupid shit. Let's
No.
focus on the
I-
positives of this.
No, what I'm saying is, it looks like it's going to be a Mario movie, a Smash Brothers movie,
A Mario Kart.
Mario Kart movie.
There's
Uh,
already there's
It's weird
references
how
of the
Mario
Super
is
Suit
in
and-
all of those things that you just listed.
have you played a Nintendo game in the 80s? He was everywhere.
Yeah, including Donkey Kong.
No, I played several video games on Nintendo in the 80s. Thank you very much, sir. I don't remember him in Ice Climbers, but go on.
He could have been, wearing a little suit. But like
It's frozen
golf,
in the back.
tennis, wrestling, Punch Out.
There could be potential here. I saw this trailer a couple times, and I like what they're going with this. But I've seen the one image of the trailer where Donkey Kong is beating the shit out of
It was hilarious.
of Mario. People have screenshotted that image and compared it to Nope. I don't know if anyone has seen Nope yet, but
how? Why?
There's the scene with the monkey killing off the people in the TV show.
Okay.
That's what people were comparing it to. But, anyway, the trailer looks good. I'm going to check it out. So
People better be careful. They're going to pull a fucking hamstring when they stretch like that. Jesus. God. Like, oh, look, there's a video game animated monkey beating the shit out of an Italian plumber, also from a video game. This is just like the movie Nope. Sure. If you say so. I mean,
they're the same.
I did notice
they are both movies, so there's that.
Yeah.
What was that you were saying, Yo-Yo?
So they're both getting theatrical releases. I mean,
yeah. I did notice they added woohoo.
Yeah. Although the
Yeah.
French version, if you saw the French trailer,
He goes, oh,
no, it's more.
Oh la la.
It's more of the Yahoo type of. It's more on part of the video game.
Instead of let's go, he goes allons-y. That means let's go in French.
It's more on par of the
Sorry, I'll be
video
quiet
game
now.
His dub is on par of the video game compared to the American dub. So
I thought the American one sounded pretty on par for the game too.
Yeah.
I still think they're trolling us a little bit with his voice. I think they're pulling a Marvel and he's gonna have an entirely different thing going on.
Yeah, kind of like a Sonic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what do you
create
mean?
divisiveness and then just throw it out there.
I think it's going to be a fun movie. I enjoyed the trailer. I watched it twice, and quite frankly, it's, I mean, almost exactly what for lack of anything else, and I don't want to speak for an entire generation, but I'm going to. It's what we wanted when we heard that there was a Super Mario Brothers movie being made in the 90s. We expect.
You didn't want Bob Hoskins?
Listen, Bob Hoskins notwithstanding, okay, that movie
that was always what I pictured Luigi would be like. To say,
Bob Hoskins is the only person I ever pictured being able to realistically portray Wolverine back when I was a kid. Yeah, you got Bob Hoskins getting into shape and give him a wig. He'd have been perfect as Logan, 100%.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let that stew. Chew on that for a bit. But everything that we thought we would be able to see when they were making a live action movie back in the 90s and didn't get is what they're putting into this movie.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers should be like a fun, bright, fantastical story. That's the way it's always been depicted. And the dark sci-fi dystopian thing that we got, it on its own, separate from what we know of from Super Mario Brothers as a video game franchise, can be taken and enjoyed. But if you are looking at it apples to apples, that thing is
not mushrooms to mushrooms.
Not great. Yeah. No, there's apples in Super Mario World, so get bent, Leo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Yoshi eats them.
Punch him in the back of the head. Nothing like dinosaur
and
abuse in a
movies.
video game. Hey, Jeremy, what's up, buddy?
It's a full house.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
Holy.
Um,
Sorry,
I-
I'm late.
No worries, no worries. I'm curious, in the trailer, they make it seem like he dies and then most likely it comes back, obviously.
That's probably the twist is he's dead the whole time, Leo.
Well, that's
It's like a real Jacob's Ladder
died underneath
scenario.
one sink.
Wait, M. Night
that's
Shyamalan
Luigi's
directed
Mansion.
this?
What's that?
M. Night Shyamalan directed this?
Well, he's dead in Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We
There
do
we
get
go.
a reference of Luigi's Mansion in the first trailer we got. So
We did?
yeah.
How so?
Or was it this one? I don't.
Well,
No, it definitely wasn't this one.
no, this one it kind of looked like it, but it wasn't. It was he had a blue glow,
Mhm.
and I thought, oh, Luigi's Mansion, but it was just Bowser using like some telekinetic powers or something to bring him in.
Yeah, it was just him lifting him up and
Yeah.
saying like a guy who's wearing a bunch of clothes similar to yours and with a mustache showed up and he's fucking my shit up. And Luigi's like, how dare you? What, a guy
we're
shows
all
up wearing clothes just like mine with a letter on his hat and a mustache and does the same job, and you think I know him? Okay, he's my brother, but that's not the point.
How many times have you watched this trailer already, Brandon? That was almost perfect.
Twice.
So
We're separated by like 5 hours. That's ADHD, kids.
So Jar Jar, so far we've talked about Wednesday, Andor, Cocaine Bear, and the Mario
You guys got
trailer.
into it.
Well, I was going to ask, did you
Cocaine
have?
Bear looks fantastic, by the way. Am I alone in this? Yeah. Cocaine Bear all the way. It's my
I don't
drug
think
of
it was mentioned.
choice.
Did you know? Do you know who's directing that movie?
No,
Elizabeth Banks.
really?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
That is interesting.
very interesting.
Yeah, interesting is certainly a very nice word to use.
A
Yep.
word.
Yeah.
Speaking of Elizabeth Banks,
Something
her
on Reddit.
no. Her castmate from Good Place is going to be in the MCU.
Really?
Elizabeth
wait,
Banks is in the Good Place.
Hold on. Let me back up that truck. Elizabeth Banks was not in the Good Place. So
She was-
what are you talking
What
about?
am I thinking of?
Yeah.
She was not in the Good Place.
Kristen
Oh,
Bell?
Kristen Bell.
Kristen
that's
Bell
right.
was in
Oh,
a good place.
I'm sorry.
He was trying
That was
so
good.
hard.
That was a good show.
It was a great show. I was just watching an episode right before I got on. Wait, who's going to be in what now?
Kristen. So sorry.
In Marvel, William Jackson Harper
Yes.
is going to be playing a character known as Quaz.
Yep.
In the microverse in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, correct?
Yes. Yep. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of folks were kind of hoping / assuming that he was actually going to be playing Reed Richards because that was the fan cast for a while. And I understand that sentiment because, you know, he would be a really good Reed Richards, but at the same time, like he did just play like a strangely jacked uber nerd in The Good Place. So he may be trying to stretch himself for range a little bit more. And besides, like for my own personal taste, I still would rather see
Stretch himself, Reed Richards.
yeah, there we go. And I would still rather see.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Yeah, damn straight wrong one.
There we
go. I would still rather see Lakeith Stanfield play Reed Richards.
Yeah,
I don't know the name.
Have you ever seen the? I'm sure I know the answer, and that's not a judgment. Have you ever seen the show Atlanta?
No.
He was
Have
one
you
of the
seen-
officers in Knives Out.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was the second detective
There you go.
alongside Daniel Craig in Knives Out.
I could see that.
Yeah, he's
That's,
a really good actor. I like him a lot, and he's got the he's got the physicality for it. Like he's
And
long
he could go the distance.
Yeah, he I think he would nail it, honestly. And I think it would be great too, just because if they do play up the fact that at all that Kang is actually a descendant of Reed Richards, that would be great. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, a lot of people kind of forget about that, and that's part of the reason why, like, when they cast Jonathan Majors, like, first of all, I was like, yes, because like that dude is just an amazing actor. I was super impressed when I saw him in Lovecraft Country.
That was a great show.
Oh, I know. I was so disappointed when they didn't pick it up for a second season. But
one of the creepiest. Sorry, go ahead.
it was so good. It really was. It really was. But when they cast him as Kang for the MCU, I was like, oh, please let this be indicative of other casting that's going to occur.
Oh, that.
Yeah. There's all kinds of talk going on with different bits of casting from Marvel in the MCU right now. Anyway, as it normally is, but one of the biggest pieces, especially now that we know that Hugh Jackman's going to be in Deadpool 3, is what's going to happen moving forward with the X-Men. Like what happens after Secret Wars or whatever when they finally like merge all the realities. And we know for a fact that Giancarlo Esposito, he had some kind of discussion with Marvel about a role. And a lot of people like Magneto or Professor X, like one of them. And I was like, you know what? I understand the sentiment behind both of those. However, I really do think that they're going to try to avoid casting people in their 60s to take on like major roles that would require like 10 to 12 years of commitment, considering the age they'd be by the time they were like trying to finish up. I think he would be a great pick, and I wouldn't be surprised if this was part of the conversation, to play Norman Osborn in the MCU Spider-Man movies.
I can see that.
That would be an interesting casting. I like it because like that dude, by the way, can play anything. I would watch him in
read the phone book. Yeah,
like
exactly.
So
I've been playing when I get a chance. I threw it on for Thanksgiving. Far Cry 6. Yeah, he is such a badass in that game.
Yeah.
Well, me and my girlfriend
is a great bad guy too.
Me and my girlfriend have been trying to go through. We finished Breaking Bad. We're going through Better Call Saul. You know, he's a great actor. Whether it's a Mandalorian, whether it's whatever movie he's in, and he is so freaking menacing in Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad. You know, great actor. So whatever he does in the MCU, I'm all for it. Whatever character he does, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's if they come to an agreement too. You know, like if he feels he's right for something, they, you know, it works out. If not, that's okay too. You know,
he's a goddamn actor.
Well, you know, based off of his Breaking Bad role, he'd be awesome as Two-Face. Those are no.
I mean, I don't know if you really paid attention to that portion of the show, Leo, but it was really a little bit more like No Face.
I had the Funko where there's like
no, I got it. It was
Oh no, we all got it. We just didn't want it.
It's not fair that Leo has the sound button right next to him.
I have one too.
got one too.
Oh, what the hell? I ain't got a button. I need a button.
We'll send you one of the little Staples buttons.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
We have roadcasters.
Oh, nice. I have the Zoom. I thought about.
I have a button that works really well. It's called Mute Mic, and it's hovering right over Leo's little window right now.
Oh, jeez.
See, it's great. Sorry, Leo.
Well,
what the hell?
We're talking. We were talking about Lakeith Stanfield before.
Hold on, I was saying something.
He was.
Yeah, your mic
I
was
muted. I
muted.
muted him.
I was just gonna say I'm excited for this news. Ang Lee is working on a Bruce Lee movie.
Oh, I thought you were going to say another Hulk movie.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm
I
like,
was
how is
like,
that exciting
this is
news?
gonna be
How?
good.
What universe is that exciting news?
Apparently he's been waiting for his son to get into shape. So Mason Lee is gonna play Bruce Lee.
Okay.
Whose son?
Ang Lee's son.
Yeah.
His son? Oh,
His
okay.
son. His son Mason is
I
gonna be
don't-
playing Bruce.
Don't know his son at all. So
Yeah.
I don't either, but
Oh, geez. It's the kid from Hangover Part 2.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
yeah, the younger brother who got his finger
Yeah,
chopped
yeah.
off. Yeah, they couldn't find. I had no idea that was Ang Lee's kid.
Wow.
I enjoy a good Bruce Lee story, so it's
Me too.
Yeah. I mean, let's see how that pans out. I mean,
I heard they were supposed to be doing another Crow. Did that ever?
Bill Skarsgård is Eric.
what
Draven.
year is it now?
I don't know.
You know, like
what was that, Esteban?
They finished principal photography a couple months ago for The Crow. It's
did they?
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård is Eric Draven.
really?
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that. Yeah.
That sounds remarkably mediocre.
I feel like if anybody could pull off Eric Draven, Bill Skarsgård can.
Yeah.
He's kind of
Lanky, weird.
lankier than I would have imagined, even with having read the graphic novel. That's okay. It's certainly a choice. Bill Skarsgård, Swedish actor. Yep, we know. Thanks, Google.
Jar Jar, if you're a Bruce Lee fan, you might want to check out Warrior on HBO.
Oh, the Western little show there.
Yeah,
it was the original premise for Kung Fu.
Yeah,
before
that
it
was good.
Snaked away from.
I
Bruce
enjoyed
Lee.
that a lot, actually.
Okay.
I
How did
was
this
there.
get by me? I had no fucking clue about Bill Skarsgård in this movie until you just said that.
I didn't
Esteban.
either. I'm like looking him up and like
This
There's
is
a lot of
he's definitely got the build. Like
what the fuck?
So
This
he
is-
looks like a badass.
I created a lot of division right now.
It did.
I mean, I'm not like for or against it. I'm just, you know what I mean. I'm trying to absorb it. That's all. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm one of the few people out there that actually thought that part 3 made a lot more sense.
Which one was
after the
that?
first? That was Salvation.
With Eric Mabius, right?
Yes.
I'm right there with you. I fucking
Yeah.
love that movie.
I love that flick. I thought it was done very well, and it just didn't get. It got short shrift because it was the third Crow movie
And a
and
direct video.
went direct to video. I worked at Blockbuster when it came out, so I
too.
rented it for. It's a very old fashioned sentence, and I brought it home with one of my free rentals, and I sat down to watch it, and I was like, whoa, this is like exactly what the premise of The Crow is. And I actually was more impressed by the fact that when he came back to life, he wasn't trying to do Brandon Lee's version of The Crow. He wasn't trying to do karate moves or anything. He wasn't trying to use martial arts. He was just showing up using like brute strength and absolute terror to go after these guys that caused his death. And that's exactly what The Crow is supposed to be. And the way that they made him into The Crow in the movie was fucking brilliant. I don't have besides me and Esteban, have you guys seen The Crow Salvation?
No, I stopped
No.
after 2.
He's
I cannot say
framed.
it's been a long time.
He's framed by the cops for their murder of his fiance, and he's on death row, and he is killed by electrocution. He is executed by electrocution, and the hood that they put over his face while he's being electrocuted, his face gets burned horribly, and when he comes
They
back,
must have forgot the damn cloth.
he pulls all the dead, burnt skin off of his face, and the lines in the mask give him the lines on his face that we associate with like the marionette look that the Crow has. And it was just like, it was real like horror movie type shit when he woke up. It was very cool.
I will say that Fred Ward was a phenomenal fucking villain too.
For real.
I think he was better than. Was it Fun? What was the name of the main character in the first one? It wasn't Fun Boy. It was the other guy.
Top Dollar.
Top Dollar. I feel like he was more menacing than Top Dollar was. Top Dollar was just full of quips and stupid bullshit.
I wish I had you guys' memories for names and stuff. You guys were just like pow, pow, pow. I'm like, motherfucker, I know it was the bad guy. He was the bad guy in The Crow. That's the name I gave him.
The bad guy. Yeah. Well, I mean, how can I forget the name of the character that said one of my all-time favorite quotes in a movie? Hey, quick impression for you. Caw, bang, fuck, I'm dead. Solid. But yeah, it was a surprisingly good movie, and I've actually never seen the fourth one, Wicked Prayer, with Edward Furlong. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It was dog shit eaten by dogs, shit out by dogs, eaten by dogs, and shit out again.
Oh, so it was the Human
Sounds
Centipede.
tasty.
Phenomenal.
Pretty much.
First sequence.
I just realized that Violent Night comes out this week.
Yes. I gotta go to.
You're a little bit excited.
And there was silence.
Except for me, that's another movie I'm excited to see. I mean,
I'm actually excited to see that too. David Harbour. Obviously, you know David Harbour's great with horror elements, but like, I want to see him just murder people.
Yeah.
I'm trying my best to become a horror person, but I don't know. When I watch Christmas movies, I want to see Santa Claus giving presents, not taking it in the ass.
See, I'm not getting a horror vibe.
We are very different, sir.
I'm getting like a Die Hard vibe from this.
Yeah,
not
same here. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, really?
I've already seen one movie this past week.
That's a very cool
we'll talk about,
Voorhees tap.
But
thanks.
I want to see like this movie in the theater too. So I want to get the experience of seeing like this whole movie on the big screen, you know, because I've already seen one movie this past week on the big screen, and I just want to experience this one because it looks good. Same with Cocaine Bear. I want to see that on the big screen, you know, because you know theaters are uncertain. You know, Regal's theaters are going bankrupt. You know, Leo Stonington theaters, you know, closed down. So you know,
Oh yeah, but Stonington sucked.
yeah.
I feel bad for the theaters, but I'm a big fan of my couch.
Yeah.
Well, and so I
I'm
get what
also a big
Steven's
fan
saying.
of Jeremy's couch. So
Yeah.
I get it.
It's pretty comfy.
It's really nice.
It's plush, man.
It's
I'm telling you,
electric.
plush.
It's electric.
It's electric.
You know, definitely. I think there's going to be a resurgence in theaters, but you know, unfortunately, it's probably just going to be like the blockbusters.
Speaking of Blockbuster, what do we think Avatar's going to reach that 2 billion?
No.
Like, what the fuck is Cameron smoking?
No, it's not him smoking. He's smoking his own ego because his ego sank with Titanic, and he's trying to raise it back up after trying to dethrone Endgame.
No, actually, what it was is he found out where the Smurfs were hiding, and he's snorting them up.
Fuck
That's why he needs to see
So
more blue
Jim
people.
Cameron is Gargamel in this scenario?
He's not going to make the 2 billion mark.
When I saw
as long as
like
he
the
recoups the money
trailer
he
for,
made.
what is it? The Way of Water? Is
Yeah,
that-
the Way of Water, I think. Yeah.
Right. When I saw the trailer for it, I immediately felt like I was Rick James in a Dave Chappelle sketch. Because my immediate reaction after
Was
fucking
fuck your
watching that
couch,
trailer was just straight up like, man, this movie makes me wish I had 2 more hands. So I could give it 4 thumbs down. Like, fuck that shit. It looks terrible.
It's totally a hippy dippy kind of take on something. And don't get me wrong, I love the hippy dippy way of life, but like I'm not excited to go see that on a big screen. I'm like, what? No.
I mean,
I
either.
saw the first movie once.
Yeah.
In the theater.
Same.
And
I watched
when
10
I
minutes of the
walked
first
out,
movie.
I turned to my brother and we both looked at one another and we were like, so we just watched the live action version of Ferngully, right? Like we're in agreement on that.
It really was.
Everyone else was like, "Oh, they're Smurfs." I'm like, "No. Don't be distracted by the blue." All right, that was Ferngully minus singing Tim Curry and Robin Williams.
They were trying to stop the people from taking down the forest. Like
When I see this trailer and James Cameron, I immediately think of The Abyss because it's all water. That's immediately what I think of. I know The Abyss.
Waterworld.
Yeah.
Waterworld.
I mean, The Abyss looks
and
a
don't
lot.
get me wrong, I love Waterworld. I
So
am
do
that
I.
guy. I'm the one guy.
Did you
that
watch the director's cut?
Yes,
you're the
I did,
guy.
Leo. I am
mean,
that guy.
Don't get me wrong.
Host.
Out of all of James Cameron's films, Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, you know, they're a whole hell of a lot better than what he's pumping out now with Avatar and Way of the Water, whatever the fuck it is. You know, his earlier shit, a whole hell of a lot better than current.
All his hippy dippy
just
movies is
don't
like he's
need
trying to
to-
make up for all the great fucking action movies that he
Yeah.
probably regrets making.
I think
I just don't need to be beaten over the head with the
in the
message.
first Avatar movie, which I cannot fucking believe I'm saying the first Avatar movie, but in the first one, like my dad was like an OG sci-fi dork. Okay, so I grew up seeing a lot of different things that he enjoyed when he was growing up, and I read a lot. I was a real bibliophile, real wormy kid, and I was well aware of the term unobtainium. And when I watched the movie Avatar, I was just like, so did they put unobtainium into the script with a note like, oh, find a better name for this, we'll just plug it in later, and they lost that fucking note and decided to keep that term because it's generic as fuck.
Well,
Like,
they did that in the movie The Core in 2003.
Oh yes, the
Yeah.
Core 2000. I don't fucking remember that movie.
They called the
Is it
shell-
Thomas
Once
Jane
again,
in
on that
that movie?
guy.
Who was that in
No,
that movie?
Gucci.
No, not Thomas
shell-
Jane. The other Two-Face, right? Aaron
Aaron Eckhart.
Good
Yeah.
end of
Yeah,
the
the
world.
shell of the ship, the compound that they
Gotta
used,
restart
the
the
material they used, they called it unobtainium.
So fucking lazy. So lazy.
I'm loving it.
So yeah, there's no way that Avatar is making $2 billion fucking dollars.
See,
To
we
break
say
even.
that. We just know they're not
But
making
yeah,
that money
that's
from
break
us.
even.
Like, there's probably going to be people who are more than
But
willing to
that
spend the
many?
money.
Well, let's not play so fast and loose with the term people, yo-yo. All right.
Well, apparently he already has ideas for episodes 6 and 7 if
What?
2 does well.
Dude, Avatar came out. He's like, I'm making 5 more of these. And like, yeah, we'll fucking see, Jimmy.
Yeah, and pretty soon if this doesn't go, I'm making a deep reference here. If this doesn't bode well, he's probably going to go back to his roots with Roger Corman and make Titanic Rises from the Grave. See,
I mean,
I made a Simpsons
probably
reference
not, but
with a
I
Roger
get it.
Corman reference.
You went too far, Steven. You went too far.
Yep, you the son of a bitch went to plaid.
We've gone plaid.
See, that's how you make a fucking reference, Steve. All right.
That's what we call a super retro special, people.
So I can't find the article, but I read something where the previews for CW didn't have Superman and Lois, and there was a couple other DC things. I think Stargirl.
Stargirl's
Stargirl's on right now. Right.
After this current season, it's Dunzo. So
That's too bad. I don't know how this past season was for the CW, but I like the first few seasons of that show.
Yeah, this is the third season, and I enjoyed everything. We just took a break because, and
Life.
I had made mention of this briefly. I like Joel McHale, generally speaking. However, they include him a lot more in this current season, and it's a big disservice to the characters that have been developed along the way. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking in the writers' room. I really don't, because it made me so disinterested in everything going on, because the name of the show is Stargirl, and that's not what I was seeing. That's the most succinct way to put it without getting into like nitty gritty. But yeah, I have it all recorded as it's been going week to week since like the 4th episode or some shit like that, and Dara and I will plow through it sooner rather than later, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to finish off so I can jump on.
Yeah, but if Superman and Lois is done, that's unfortunate, because it was a very...
It's a good show.
Yeah, it's a very good show, but it's a very thoughtful, modern take on Superman that is not cynical. I think that's probably the most important part about it, is there is no hint of Snyder-esque deconstruction. And the thing is, like, you can deconstruct, that's fine, but you have to actually like have a deep affinity for the characters that you're deconstructing before you get to that point. It's sort of like Alan Moore. I know that he is seemingly become a crotchety old man and kind of shits all over like comicdom as it is. However, you have to think of it in terms of like this. Alan Moore had his heart broken
over and over again.
Yeah, repeatedly, specifically by DC Comics and Warner Brothers. And he loved those Silver Age comics he grew up reading. That's why he can so readily go to that well to see what worked back then and why it would be silly and superfluous now, and picking that apart. But not as an insult, but more to get to the core of what the character is. If you don't know what I'm talking about in regards to Alan Moore, don't bother trying to figure out what I'm talking about when it comes to like Watchmen or V for Vendetta. That's not it. Watchmen is deconstruction, but unless you're very familiar with the Charlton characters that he based those characters on, it's going to be over your head. And that's not it's not a dig on anybody out there. It's very plain. Like, Charlton characters, like, nobody fucking knew who Peacemaker was until the Suicide Squad.
Yep.
However, I knew who Peacemaker was because for my own stuff, he's the basis for the comedian in Watchmen. But if you ever get the chance, check out the book Supreme from Image Comics. Rob Liefeld created the character, and until Rob Liefeld left the book, it was fucking horrible. Alan Moore came in, though, and just completely, floor to roof, top to bottom, decided to do a Silver Age deconstruction of Superman with the character. And it's phenomenal. And you can tell as he's doing it, he absolutely loves the character of Superman. He knows all kinds of shit about Superman. And he can only do what he's doing because of his deep and abiding love for Superman. Zack Snyder did not have that. Zack Snyder really wanted to make a Batman movie and finally got to the point where he could kill Superman to give him a cool looking suit, and Batman got to shoot people and kick the shit out of someone in a warehouse. Like, that's what we got. Superman and Lois, they looked at everything that had come right before they had done that show and said, hey, what if we made it so like the character still had a lot of heart. And that's it. That's the basis of your entire series. And it fucking works. Nobody on that show treats
should be.
Yeah, nobody treats it like a joke. But it's not
much as I enjoyed the Snyderverse, I agree, because Superman at his base is about saving humanity. Like,
about hope and
that's it.
optimism.
Yeah. And yeah.
If you don't have Superman set up as your beacon, then everything is darkness. And that's exactly what we saw.
Mhm.
We don't need more of that. I don't think the world needs more of that at this point right now. And Superman and Lois is really filling that gap, you know, in a fun, thoughtful way.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Superman, today
Mephisto?
What's that?
Mephisto?
Mephisto, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Got a theory, guys.
Yeah, I know there's a ton.
Bear with me.
I know there's a ton of news about James Gunn, but today he posted on Twitter, which
Oh my fucking god! It's a goddamn picture. That's it. fucking picture where he literally says the words "making plans."
Yeah.
The picture is of the fucking Justice League from Kingdom Come making plans. That's it. That's it. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, kids.
It means he's going the Kirby route.
Yeah, right.
Cigar.
I saw all kinds of people. Here's the best part is I saw the post. I saw it on Instagram because I'm done with Twitter.
He updated his Mastodon account like earlier in the week.
Yeah.
And then Twitter, he just posted 7 hours ago the same image.
I wonder what it feels like to have people watching your every move.
He's probably just fucking with people.
Well, no,
For
he's
real.
not. This is the thing. He's not fucking with anyone. People
He's
are
probably
fucking
just
with
making
themselves.
plans.
Because the fact of the matter is, like, it's Alex Ross artwork of
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous and it looks cinematic.
Mhm.
So he posts that with just making plans. That's literally what he and Peter Safran are doing right now. They are making plans for DC Studios. We know this. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, Kingdom Come's coming up next." I'm like, "Why on
We
earth?"
can't even get to that yet.
Yeah, thank you.
No.
Exactly, Jeremy. I
You
said
have
this
to build up to
I was
it,
like,
right?
Yeah, you kind of have to like establish everything else before you even get to that
That
point.
would be ridiculous to start.
It would be
at
like
Kingdom
it would
Come.
be like having a Superman movie and then in the next movie with Superman having him get killed in like a fight with Doomsday or something. That would just be stupid, right?
Didn't we have that already?
Thank you, Steven.
Yeah, but it needed more giant spiders.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm making commentary on what was done.
What was will be again.
What is
All
will
this
be
has
no
happened
more.
before and will happen again.
Yes. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, yeah. You know, I said I've been watching Quantum Leap, the original series. You know, it's Dean Stockwell was in the reimagining of Battlestar Galactica as well. I've been really working on it. Sam, that's as far as I've gotten so far. Sam, Gushy, center me on Sam. Yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah, I got caught trying to perform voices the other day in the shower, so I can only imagine how Dara feels about you.
Oh, dude,
Like-
it's everywhere in the house. Like, I'm in every room. Just and she's
I
like,
walked
"You."
out. I'm like, you
Well, I
heard
mean,
that? Yeah.
We're almost 15 years in altogether at this point, so
Yeah.
she's grown rather accustomed to it. But she does catch me on occasion when I think that I'm being quieter than I am, like 2 or 3 rooms away, and I don't realize she's like come downstairs and she's making her way towards me like fucking Jaws, you know. And there I am in the kitchen, just like legitimately the other day, I was going, "Is that you, Rabbit? I was wondering, could I have a smackerel of honey?" And I literally had a cup in my hand in the kitchen, and I go, "Oh, Rabbit? No, I don't think so. It isn't meant to be. And she was just like, what the fuck are you doing in this kitchen? And I was like, certainly not Winnie the Pooh and Rabbit's voices. That would be fucking crazy, right? I'm going to go play with one of our dogs. Bye. She knew what she was getting into when she said yes. All right.
It had to be about a week ago, I let some weird noise slip in front of Megan, and she joked, "What was that?" And I had to tell her, "There's still
weird noise."
It was like some form of excitement or something.
I
It's just like Leo sitting there on the couch going, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah." You okay over there? Oh, I'm sorry. You can hear me? I thought that was in my head. Whoopsie.
And I had to inform her that there's still a lot
I had a
hold in that I don't let loose.
I had a full conversation as Gollum the other day in the shower, and I walk out, and there she is, fixing the laundry and stuff. I'm just like, she's like, "You're okay?" I'm like, "Yep, I'm all right."
I'm
Walked
fine,
right
but
up.
there's this really fucking weird gnome dude in there.
That dude, fucking off the wall.
I'll tell you this, he needed that shower. Woo!
What's next in news?
Anybody watch Willow?
Not yet. I'm saving
on my
up.
list.
No,
On my list of
Not
things
yet.
to see.
I might get to it, but I'm not a sword and fantasy kind of guy, Yeah. Everyone's like,
great.
Willow's back, and I'm like, Willow's back is aching from carrying this brand new franchise. Yeah,
I'm
I
so
mean, if it doesn't have
excited.
Mad Mardigan in it, I don't care.
Yeah, I am kind of disappointed about that part.
Well, I mean, what can you do? I mean,
Yeah, I know. It would be kind of weird.
yeah, I mean, how are you gonna explain Mad Mardigan having a fucking voice box?
It would not, or not having a voice box.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well, we
Make it
don't
not
know.
like they did in what's it called? Top Gun.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah?
mean, you could have him be a king and sit on the throne and not speak. Just
Well, see, I was hoping for like some kind of nostalgia of like a picture painted of him somewhere, and like some kind of like way he was defeated by like Bavmorda or somebody came back and sliced him up or something.
Yeah.
No.
Well, not don't want to spoil anything, but it's they just
anyways.
yeah, I know.
yeah, please don't, because I'm planning on watching it soon. So
There's so far, well, it's only 2 episodes right now, but only there's just a vague reference to them.
That's why I have to save up like 2 episodes, and if it's good, I'm no good with the like. I've lost that whole ability to wait for shows, and I sit there and I start clawing the furniture, and the wife gets all crazy, and she's like, "Why? Leave us alone!" Huh? It's no good.
It's a spray bottle, and it's
Yeah, I was gonna say
Gets
she
bad.
she has to make sure there's no catnip lying around.
Well, yeah.
What about Spirited? Did anybody catch that yet?
I did.
On my list.
Fucking
Weeks
loved that
ago.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say I saw the end coming from a mile away. Like,
actually, Brandon, you talked about it on last week on
I
the
did. Yeah.
holiday versus non-traditional.
First, like 5 minutes of the movie, I turned to Darren. I was like, "Yeah, so this and this," and she was like, "You know what? You really suck the fun out of a lot of these things when you do that." And I'm like, "Well, I mean,
I like
suck the fun out of it for you. I'm
Yeah.
still going to enjoy this."
Yes, I'm waiting to see if I'm right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like now we play the waiting game. Like now the runtime of the movie has just become a timer to see if
Yeah.
I'm correct.
I'm not allowed to talk anymore during movies like that. I get yelled at all the time.
Darrow would probably love to be able to institute that rule, but it'll never
It's
work.
not a fun
Well,
rule.
It could work. Duct tape.
Oh, I sit there and I start.
Yeah, but
smacking her
like
on
if
the
I
leg.
wrap her up in duct tape, what happens when she needs to go to the bathroom and wants to sip? Oh, me.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
So Esteban, what were your thoughts on it? I know you said it was awesome, but
I think like taking the Charles Dickens original and all the movies that have come from it, like it definitely needed to be, I don't know, refreshed, I guess. But it's the movie itself. I mean, it's the story itself, but like extremely like disassembled and reimagined. Like, and I was completely like, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't expecting anything that happened except for, the end.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what to make of it. And I had only, and they were good about this. They kind of hid the fact that it was a musical for a large portion of time. And it was only a couple of days really before it came out that they were like, oh, by the way, it's a musical. And I did appreciate the joke at the beginning where like one of the new dead people coming in is like, wait, hold on. What's going on here? Is this a musical? And the woman was like, oh yeah, the whole thing is. And he's like, the whole what? And she's like, the afterlife. And he's like, ah, shit. I thought that was fucking great. But I mean, we've all seen it at this point.
No,
I haven't.
No. Oh,
it's okay. Go ahead.
I mean, go ahead.
I'm
Yeah.
one of those people
We're gonna
that
see
don't
it.
mind spoilers at all.
It's not one of those movies where the spoilers really ruin the movie for you, though.
yeah.
I mean, it's a musical. You can spoil it for me. I mean, I'm still gonna see it anyway.
Oh wow!
It's definitely
You don't like
enjoyable,
musicals,
but
Steve?
I
love a good musical.
agree. It's something that shouldn't be spoiled, but
Yeah.
I love how
That's why I asked. I didn't.
All right,
I
I'll
don't wanna
lie.
be
I
that guy.
watched it. No.
I watched it. Now tell me how it ended, Brandon. I
Yeah,
can't
come on,
remember.
God damn it.
I enjoyed
My
how
eyes.
to
We've never met before, have we?
I enjoyed how like the mythos was updated. It was definitely a different look on things.
Who doesn't appreciate a good Christmas themed time travel movie? That's what I always say.
Yeah.
I mean, at least, that's what I'm always going to say now.
Yeah.
When it comes to the movie, like they hit a lot of like tropes in a different way. Like they hit love in a different way. They hit like, being, bah humbug in a different way. It just, I think.
Good afternoon. You want to go, wise ass?
Yeah.
I lost my shit.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Sir, will you watch your mouth in front of that boy? Good afternoon to you too, madam. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and fucking see it. It's funny.
So, Steven, since you're not into musicals, have you not seen Schmigadoon?
What the fuck?
Oh,
dude.
Esteban, you haven't seen Schmigadoon?
No, I'm gonna look this up right now.
Oh, wait, no. Does he have access to Pluther?
He does not, but he could.
He soon will.
Okay, Esteban, we will stay online after we finish.
Schmigadoon is something to check out, Steve.
Okay.
The name of Schmigadoon is a play on the title Brigadoon, which was a musical that starred Gene Kelly. It's about an isle off of Ireland that appears once every 100 years.
I forgot how into musicals you actually are, Brandon.
I love musicals. I love them so much.
That is
So much so that so many girls I was friends with in high school and all my pals in drama club just wouldn't believe how straight I am.
I'm starting to warm up to them because Sammy has been pressuring me to take her to see Phantom on Broadway, and
Ooh, it's worth it.
I know, but
You mean a Broadway show?
trying to find fucking tickets for them.
Oh,
yes.
Just go in the middle of the pandemic. You're good. It's the only way my wife and I got tickets to see Hamilton.
Yeah, just travel back a year.
Yeah. Hold on.
The first thing you have to do is hook up
I mean,
with
when
the Ghost
they
of
said
Christmas
Back to the
Past.
Future was doing a musical, that's when I fucking paid. Okay, that's what I would go to Broadway to see Back to the Future the musical. Okay,
I'd actually go see Spider-Man at this point. Like that looks.
You would be the one.
I would.
I don't think Julie Tremor had interest in hanging around for that shit. She was the fucking director. I remember like every other week it was like, Spider-Man in the dark. They killed another guy.
Somebody fell out of the crowd. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they lost another Spider-Man. What, he quit? No, he's dead.
Yeah.
He fell.
May,
those guys know they can use wires, right?
Wires?
Wires?
Turn off the dark was what happened to everybody in the musical.
Oh, jeez.
Turn back the lights and the other one's dead.
Turn them off. Turn them off.
It had that. They didn't realize, but it was also a prequel to Flatliners.
Oh.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
The good Flatliners, which isn't saying much, but still. You guys remember when Joel Schumacher used to make like decent flicks?
Decent movies.
Yeah. Yep.
Like everybody gives him shit for Batman and Robin, but first of all, I'll give him this much. He straight up said that movie was my fault. He took the brunt of it. He was like, it was me. I'm like, bro, I'm pretty sure Akiva Goldsman wrote that fucking movie. You can shift some of the blame. And somehow he became like persona non grata because of that. And Akiva Goldsman is still fucking working on shit left and right in Hollywood. People, like I'm as excited as the next guy. And once again, comic book nerd. I love the stories, but I also am a cinephile, and I enjoyed the fuck out of Constantine, starring Keanu Reeves. I loved that flick. I walked out of the theater and I was like, this is the beginning of something. I didn't realize that it was the beginning of my disappointment in my fellow man, but there it was. And they announced that they're going to make a Constantine 2, which I'm curious if they're going to try to actually correct the pronunciation of his name in it to Constantine at some point. However, everyone's like, Keanu Reeves is back. Francis Lawrence is back. I'm like, this is fucking great. And they're like, and Akiva Goldsman is back. And I was like, no, that's it right there. Why? Why would you do that? I don't think so, Tim. Like, just not ideal. The guy, he is so like, he's so hit or miss.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. I really don't. But yeah, Joel Schumacher, he fucking flatly. A lot of people forget, like he was doing like thrillers and horror and stuff. I mean, The Lost Boys, Flatliners. You know.
Well,
fucking...
speaking of directors Joel Schumacher did stuff early in his career that he didn't really redeem himself later in his career, but. Speaking of directors that redeem themselves,
I mean, Phone Booth didn't redeem Batman and Robin.
Yeah, it did. So kind of segue to that. I saw Glass Onion a month before everyone else is going to see it.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. I'm not spoiling it.
Yeah, not with a mystery movie. You know.
Yeah. No.
Can we please just leave it so I can spoil it for my wife 5 minutes into it? Can't stress enough how important that is to my viewing habits.
It was them.
She's gonna smother me in my sleep. I know what's gonna happen, which is gonna be very difficult because I use a CPAP, so there's just a constant flow of air. Like she'll be sitting there for 7 hours, like, why won't you die?
First off,
actually, it's kind of easy because you can disconnect a hose.
Yeah, cool. My wife's watching this. Shut up, Leo.
First off, besides Steve, because he was my fill-in co-host this week, because he already knows what I'm about to ask. The entire panel.
I like how you say that like you weren't a fill-in host.
Has everyone seen Knives Out?
No. What is that? Explain it to me in great detail, as if I were a first grader.
No, I did.
Well,
I think we've all seen it. Or
is it a mystery that the kitchen knives are missing?
Yo nailed it. Oh, so
yeah.
So did
basically,
I've been decoupaging the whole world.
And Esteban. Well, yeah. Okay,
that's a
knife.
putty knife.
I'll take it.
This is a direct sequel to Knives Out, and this is going to be a series of films. So,
Exacto.
I will say.
Oh, there we.
This is a really good film. I really enjoyed this. I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to spoil everything. But I will say, in Knives Out, when each character had their own screen time, there wasn't a single character that stole the movie and ran with it. Each character had their own screen time, and pretty much every character stole the movie and ran with it. Each character had their own specific screen time, and
So everybody did it.
yeah. Well, no, no.
It's an ensemble.
Yes, same with Knives Out, or same with Glass Onion. I will say, the plot of this film by Yo-Yo, it takes place a year after Knives Out, and it
Oh,
revolves.
it's connected.
No, well, it's connected, but
Connected primarily due to the fact that Daniel Craig's detective character is
gotcha.
in this movie trying to solve whatever the central mystery is.
Yes, and I'm not going to go into that. All I will say is each character has, connections with each other, and that's all I'm going to say. I will say the standout character, each character was a standout. Benoit Blanc gets more character development. We get more character development with his character. There's something in this film that Knives Out didn't have, and that's cameos. There's like 5 different cameos in this film, and 2 of them made me smile. One of them,
3 of them made me cry.
No, you'll be sad. You'll be really happy with a couple of these cameos, Brandon. One of them specifically, but everyone in this panel will be very happy with one of these cameos.
Was it a literal glass onion?
No, but
why even bother watching it? I like to take things literally. Damn it!
Fuck
There's
you,
no glass
Leo.
onion.
Fuck you, Leo. I guess
what did Leo do?
He muted my mic.
He muted his own.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah, we
muting
can
your
hear you.
mic, Steven.
Yeah, Leo, you're muted.
No, I'm
There
not.
we go.
So who muted me?
You were muted for a while.
Not,
Yeah.
not I. I didn't mute you.
Steve was muted for like 10 seconds.
Now no
What's
one's gonna
going
talk.
on?
All right, cool. Jesus
We're
Christ.
muted.
So anyway, it's a good movie. It comes out on Netflix December 23rd. And that's all I'm going to say before someone mutes my fucking mic again.
There we go. There we go.
There we go. All right. Jesus Christ.
Steven.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh no. Oh my god.
Don't make me revoke your privileges.
No.
I feel like it's 2021 all over again. Warms the cockles of where my heart should be.
Before we get ready to wrap things up, just want to say if nobody's watching, or if you haven't watched Acapulco, make sure you watch it. That show is friggin' phenomenal.
It's on my list. It's on Apple TV Plus.
Yes.
So I didn't get to actually discuss it with you guys. Who saw Black Panther?
I did.
Because like the week
I'm planning on
after.
it.
Oh,
Yeah,
we didn't talk about it.
We did to talk about it.
What did you think, Yo-Yo?
We talked.
Riri was
about
not
it, me.
briefly.
Yeah.
Riri,
I think he
Riri
wants
was
like
definitely
the
underdeveloped.
Yeah. I thought that Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I thought it was okay at best. I think they did themselves a huge disservice. They shot themselves in the foot by having the knee-jerk reaction to Chadwick Boseman's untimely death being, oh, we're never going to have anybody play this character again.
100% agree with that. I got the sentiment, but
there were also some weird choices made in the movie, like story-wise, that just didn't add up to me at all. Not the least of which was the fucking big final battle. Like, I'm not going to say what happened, I'll just put it like this strategically, okay? Now we know that Wakanda is a highly advanced nation. Like not just like tech and their own surplus and what have you, like self-sustaining region, but like they are a very intelligent culture. They value knowledge and education. That's a big part of Wakanda. And part of that is having common sense, which is very much part and parcel with the character of T'Challa. And we even see his own father, T'Chaka, trying to approach situations like that before he is unfortunately killed in Civil War. However, when they approach the I can't even remember the name of it's not Atlantis, the Teclacan or something, but the undersea dwellers, okay, and they're getting ready to go to war, Wakanda, versus foe Atlantis. They have already determined that Namor gets his strength from water. Like it replenishes him, it revives him, it brings him to the zenith of his power. So they're like, okay, well, we'll stick him in a fucking microwave or whatever. Like, bang up. Okay, you have essentially turned him into a packet of Orville Redenbacher microwavable popcorn. Fine. However, if all of the soldiers that you are fighting, including their general, all derive their strength and ability from the water, why on earth would you go fight them in the middle of the fucking ocean? Anybody? Why did they do that? It makes no sense whatsoever. I don't understand it. I legitimately was like, how many drafts of this movie did you write and this was what you ended with? Like, I just it as brilliant as the first movie was, this movie was severely lacking.
Maybe they were approaching it as like a person who was blinded by their rage and grief would, not really thinking the plan out fully.
Maybe. Yeah. However, there was something, and I know the easy answer is to say Chadwick Boseman, but no, there legitimately was something missing from this movie. I can't put my finger on it, but there was just something off about it. It felt like it was
a good character arc.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, because I don't feel like Riri was, like I said, that bothered the hell out of me. Like, she was very, very underdeveloped as a character.
Yeah,
I agree. Something was missing from it.
I would like to say too, like myself, like from my own personal experience, as someone who I do, and I say it all the time, and I'm not saying it just to say it, like I'm diagnosed and I take medication. I went to therapy for years. I do have ADHD. And a lot of what happens when you have ADHD or you're on the spectrum for autism is something called masking. And I'm not talking about you specifically, Steve. Calm down. I'm saying generally.
I think we all took a shot there.
Yeah. But masking is where you kind of present yourself in a certain way because you don't want to drive anybody that's around you away because you're afraid to like let your guard down, like be yourself, like I can make goofy voices in a 3 rooms away talking to myself when my wife is home because she knows like that's me unmasked. Like that's the kind of shit I do. Like I hum and I move my fingers a lot. Like I self-stimulate quite a bit. And this is all like very boilerplate behavior, but the masking part is not like talked about quite a bit. And that is also true for when people go from one place that they're familiar with to a newer, bigger, much different place. I moved from Charlestown in Boston, Massachusetts, which is a very Irish section of Boston, a very thick Boston accent when I moved to Brockton, Massachusetts. And I got made fun of mercilessly. I realized real quick that the way I sounded and the way I behaved because of where I was from made me a little bit of an outlier. So I learned how to make myself sound a little bit more like the kids around me and to try to like keep to myself and just do my thing the way I wanted to without anybody bothering me. Riri would have done something similar. She is a smart young woman. And the fact that she was so loud and completely unflinching in who she was and what she was going to do, I'm like, there is no teenager on the face of the planet that's going to do that.
100%.
You know, like, and I'm not saying like
That's
that
actually what made Marvel really great to read as a kid was everybody was like that. We all had that like difficulty.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I just it wasn't the actress that I had an issue with. It was the way the character was written to be presented. And I think that the young woman playing her was not given her proper due in trying to bring that to life. They made her a caricature in her first appearance there and didn't give the chance for not even like character development, just to become a character to develop. You know, we went instantly from like a really like a lot of braggadocio coming from this like 18, 19-year-old kid, and all of a sudden she's rocking around in a Wakandan Iron Man outfit, and it's like I feel like you skipped several steps before we got to this point, you know. And it's unfortunate to see. And I know some people like, oh, you know, they're doing a series on Disney Plus, Ironheart and all that. And I'm like, yeah, but you know, if you're going to introduce the character, it should be a worthwhile and like wholehearted introduction. It shouldn't be a wink. If you want to find out more, check out Ironheart #1 coming out next month. Like, nah, man, that's not why you should be including her character in this. It felt very much in the vein of the Marvel money machine more than in service to creative endeavors. That's the best way I can think of to put it. And that I'm not knocking the actress who played her. I'm hoping that in Ironheart that there's more consideration given and that she's given more to work with. But as it stands, I mean, Angela Bassett was given the brunt of that movie to carry.
Yeah.
And of course she does what she needs to do, making it seem effortless because she's Angela fucking Bassett. You know what I mean? And second only to her, as much as I'd love to say Denai Guerrera, it's Lupita Nyong'o. I mean, she was great, but I mean, she's great in everything. And also, like, I wanted to reach through the screen and just pinch her cheeks so fucking hard when they showed her in Haiti wearing those gigantic glasses on her teeny tiny little face. I'm like, oh my God, she's adorable. But yeah, like there was a lot going on that they probably could have simplified and really focused, if anything, focus on the grief, focus on the getting through it. And that should have been enough for Shuri to, take over. I got the distinct impression while watching it that the reason Namor was included in this movie was because of fanboys. So many people, as soon as they heard Okoye in Endgame or whatever, say that's not our problem when they referenced seismic activity underwater. And everyone's like, oh my god, that means it's Namor. It's like, no, it means there's a fucking underwater earthquake. What the fuck are any of them going to do about it? That's literally what happened. But they heard water. And I mean, they did the same thing when they saw a kid at the beginning of the Eternals trailer. Like, oh, that kid's standing next to water. I'm like, yeah, so he must be Namor? Shut up. And I think that they the writers and filmmakers, they glommed onto that. They're like, oh, everyone's expecting Namor. We should do something with that. We should put Namor in and have him be the bad guy. And I'm like, sure, I guess.
See, from what I read, that was always the plan.
Yeah.
Or the
Right.
one.
Just like it was always the plan for them to make an interconnected universe that led up to the Avengers. Don't believe anything that Marvel tells you about what their plans are.
I mean, Ryan Coogler was saying this.
Yeah, he's part of Marvel. Last I checked, he is a filmmaker that just made 2 films for them. He's definitely part of the machine at this point.
Well, I don't think
they're all revisionist. Every one of them.
I just have to say, I think I may be getting burnt out on the superhero films lately because
so
it
am I.
seems like another dud. Black Adam, I wasn't a fan of. I can't even remember what came out before that one, but it seems one after another, it's kind of like they're becoming more and more lackluster. Mind you, the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special, different story.
Well, that's, I think that's part of it, honestly, is I think we are probably going to see a little bit more of a shift away from these series that Disney Plus is doing and start to see more of these special presentations. Because, and I've said it before, it's getting insurmountable to have all of this homework that needs to be done in order to watch a movie. That's not, honestly, it's not fair.
No.
It's not fair to the people that aren't as mired into it as like the 6 of us knuckleheads. We know this shit. Like, we talk about it. It's part of our daily life, But for somebody who's just trying to watch a movie or two, it's like, oh, well, before you watch that, you have to actually watch these 22 other movies and these.
You got to make sure you watch WandaVision and
There's
Loki.
been 20 years going on.
I think I made a good point a few weeks ago when I ran the stream with Yo-Yo, and Yo-Yo can attest to what I'm about to say. With piggybacking with Jeremy, with what he said, with superhero movie burnout, I think what we're seeing now with James Gunn and Peter Safran, I think that's the guy who's with James Gunn.
Yeah.
What we're seeing now, and I'm using my hands as a display here. Obviously, 10 years back or 20 years back, whatever, or 12 years.
Get to the point, Steven. Get to the point.
2,693 years ago.
It was a while
I'm
ago.
trying my best to retain my composure because God forbid I get my privileges revoked. I don't want that.
He's not going to revoke your privileges, Steve.
Smack him down, Steven. Smack him.
It is sarcasm.
Anyway, 12 years. 12, yeah, 15 years of Marvel, and it's been going up like this. And DC has been going down like this, but now it seems to be the opposite. Marvel's
I
now
don't know. Black Adam was still pretty crappy.
Marvel's going well,
in my own opinion.
Not counting Black Adam, but now that Peter Gunn and Peter Safran,
I gotcha. Yeah,
because that.
But personally, I don't think that Black Panther was a bad movie per se. I feel like there was things that they did that could have been done better, but
it's okay. It's an okay movie. It's just there's 2 very different threads that are going on in it, and they probably should have stuck with one instead of trying to do both.
Well, what I'm saying is, do you think the burnout will people focus the burnout on Marvel and not DC? Because whatever the cryptic thing from James Gunn today, obviously it's not going to be a
Got
whole
some
total
people
burnout.
excited.
Yeah, it's going to get people excited and focus more on DC. Where Marvel, people are just going to be like,
Well,
be more selective.
Here's the thing. I mean, already Marvel has it kind of baked in that burnout could very well happen for them, especially because they have 24 movies in a number of television series that they've turned into required viewing for each piece before and after.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I think we can't speak to what is going to happen with DC because there's been nothing yet.
Right.
We know that they are devising their 8 to 10 year plan. And when there's something that is worth us knowing, we will be told. I mean, Peter Gunn, you just got me doing it now. James Gunn.
We should call
now I
Peter
can
Gunn
think about
from
the
now on,
fucking
both of them.
Blues
Hurry up!
Brothers.
Hurry up!
I was gonna start saying New York two's got crazy, but that's just me.
But
You know, I think there's going to be burnout, but like you bring out like a new Superman movie.
well, what I was going to say is like
Well,
they're coming up with a plan to bring us characters that haven't been inundating our screens, both small and large, for the past decade and a half. And on top of it, they actually have the advantage of looking at Marvel and seeing what's worked and what doesn't. And I think right now, what they're seeing doesn't work is making everything absolutely connected, like making a bunch of shows that go into the movies and then back down, just
Cat's
weaving
about
it
to
out.
mount you.
And for DC Studios, I think
Enjoy
they
your
might
butt.
be looking at, and I think wisely, it would be a good idea for them to keep it all on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know what?
I
Try to
have
shoot
to
the guy
agree
from
with
the butt.
that.
Yeah, if you want to make a 10 movie series, then make a 10 movie series. Don't make 10 movies, but then there's 3 television shows in between every 2 that you need to see to understand what's going to come next.
Well,
because that's literally what Marvel has done, and that is what's causing the burnout.
Well, yeah,
that
you
right there.
automatically lose people like my wife. Like my wife does not want to watch any Marvel movies because she's just like, look, I don't know what's going on at all. And I'm like, well, I can tell you and explain it to you, but
Well,
it'd be better if we sat down and watched them all.
That's the thing. You're totally going to burn out to normies, and no matter how many movies they make, though, we're still going to go see them. You come out with a Secret Wars, and you're going to find out, they're going to have the black suited Spider-Man in it. Of course, we're going to watch it.
Of course, yeah, that'll drag me back in. But like
Jeremy, that's the same with my girlfriend. My girlfriend is way behind on Marvel, and to catch up, it's going to take a long freaking time with both our schedules. She wants to watch the holiday special. We haven't seen it yet. It's on our list.
It's really good.
Well, in order to watch a holiday special,
if you've seen the first 2 Guardian movies,
yes, she has. I have.
And you've seen Endgame.
Yeah, I'm caught up on Marvel. She's
has she seen Endgame?
No, she has not.
That's the only thing I'd really say that she should see before the holiday special, only because she'll see what's going on insofar as Gamora's.
Yeah, I mean, I can fill her in Cliff Notes style and just explain to her.
Are you sure it wouldn't just be shorter for her to watch Endgame?
If she's watching, I'm sure she's laughing right now because
like, babe, let me just explain it to you real quick. She's
Yeah,
like, do we have
that's
that
what I'm
amount
saying.
of
Like,
time?
that's not a knock on you, Steve.
No,
that's just like once you start getting into it, and I know from personal experience, like when one gets into it, it's like, listen, it'll just be quicker if I explain it. And there I am, like 3 hours and 15 minutes later, and I'm like, so that's the reason why it makes no sense that his shield would break like that. Anyway, So,
No, she
so
does the same-
Thanos needs all the stones. Like I didn't even get to like the
I
crux
do
of
the
it.
same thing to her, and she's sleeping while I'm talking to her. She's like, "Are you done yet?" So yeah, I completely understand. So
I
Yeah,
get
dude,
called
we rewatched
Colin
we rewatched the Spider-Man movies before No Way Home came out. And when I
Yeah.
say rewatch the Spider-Man, I mean like all of them.
Yeah.
Like, I made
even
a
watched
joke.
the Japanese one, and then the 70s
All the
one.
ones that mattered. I watched
Yeah.
all the ones that mattered. And I mean, I even made a joke about it. I was like, oh, cool. So I've watched the first Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man, the third Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man, the second Spider-Man, the second movie with Venom in it, and the first Spider-Man and the second Spider-Man. Time to go watch the third Spider-Man. And
I need to know that you watched it like in that order, not 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
oh no, I absolutely watched it 1, 2, 3.
Well, so it'd be like 1.1, 2.1, 3.1, then 1.2, 2.2.
No, Leo, because it's fucking funnier the
3.2.
way I said it.
Math is hard.
That's why
especially
it
at
wouldn't
10
be
o'clock at
that.
night.
My God, dude. Like, I love you, Leo, but I swear to Christ, sometimes your fucking computer brain is just like, yes, Brandon, I do understand that, but wouldn't a more efficient way to be so forthcoming about it to 1 point? No, not at all. Because
0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1.
Every fucking point I make. That's how I live my life. But regardless, that is how I watched it, Esteban. I fucking went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Venom. Did not watch Let There Be Carnage because whatever.
No one.
And then
Join the club.
Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and then we went to go see No Way
I
Home.
still
in
haven't
theaters.
finished Venom.
And yeah, man, I found myself at Spider-Man 3 with the symbiote showing up the first time, saying, real quick, let me actually tell you how this really went down. It's just real quick. And there I was, fucking 46 minutes later, and I'm like, so there they are after they finally defeat the Beyonder, right?
He ripped his suit.
And the thing is, I had
Oh
hyper
my
focused on
God.
it, so I didn't even. I was like in and out myself, and then when I like finally got to that point, I heard it, and I'm like,
Oh, fuck.
oh, like who's the bigger asshole, Marvel or me? Mm. And yeah, that's that's the kind of shit that you can find yourself in, that conversational comic booky.
I'm so amazed
rabbit
she
hole.
allows you get to 46 minutes though.
So
I get to 3 minutes and she starts pulling the
She's a
fake
very-
nodding
she's a-
off and like
she's a very
I'm like,
patient
well,
woman.
fine, fuck you.
Listen, she knew when we started dating that I was a very talkative goofball. So like that's just par for the course at this point. And besides, I mean, like I said, I'm ADHD. I was talking about a special interest of mine. Of course I got like super excited and into it. You know, God help it, like she fucking lives in fear of accidentally saying something positive about Superman. Because then I'll be like, what? Superman? Let me tell you about Superman. And that's, I mean, my fucking dog's names are Otisburg and Argo. You know, if you're not getting the second one, it's named after Argo City.
This
Supergirls.
is something else. No, see, my wife thought I was hilarious when we first met, and I told her right away. I was like, "You are not going to think this in about 4 to 5 years." And here we are 5 years later, and I am no longer funny at all.
Listen, months 1 through 11 of dating the woman who is now my wife was, oh my God, you are so funny.
Right?
And
I used to think I was the best.
then she just
comedian
kind of
in the
like
world.
she kind of got used to it, and now we, like I said, we're about to be 15 years in. It's gone from you are so funny to does everything have to be a fucking joke with you? Yes, yes, it does.
I'd say
That's
the
how
same
I
thing.
deal with my feelings. I don't deal with them and then I make
Yeah.
jokes about them later.
You know,
Stuff 'em down.
the same reaction you just had, is everything have to be a joke with you? Sammy says that to me sometimes. We're not married yet.
You're
but she
early
said-
on, Steve. Watch out.
I mean, I say similar stuff to her because she's like, "Does everything have to be a joke to you?" And then I'll be like, "Why? Are you telling one now?" And she's like, "Oh, when I'm joking, you'll fucking know." And I was like, "You could have fooled me."
I've done that one.
I have a cat. I mean,
Yeah, you do.
Wonderful.
It looks like a very loving cat too, by the way. Yo. I was very
yeah,
impressed.
she does love me.
I
Some
love
attention.
animals, and that was precious to me. Precious.
I wonder if this will improve. Get me pictures of Spider-Man. Oh, it does. Having something in your mouth totally makes that easier to do. Holy shit, guys! You guys just witnessed me for the first time in my life figuring out it would make so much more. Get me picture. Yep. Damn it, dude.
It's the Mel Blanca,
Mel Blanc effect. Yeah. You got to have carrots if you want to make it sound like carrots.
Yeah. Well, on that note, we should wrap things up because we also have another recording we need to do.
Oh boy.
He means he and I. It's not like the royal we. Not even like the audience is included in that one. Like, I mean, if there are audience members that have a podcast to record right now, by all means, via con Deus. But like, Dios, excuse me. I tried.
Dude,
not to,
I
was
suck
coughing and a
at
bubble in my
English.
throat.
Actually, we used the record feature this week because my co-host was
Jesus
sick.
Christ. We're gonna do different languages.
Steve and Russ joined as fill-in co-hosts, and the record feature for this is, mint. So, in a jam, great feature.
Decoupage.
On that note, I want to thank everybody for watching this fine evening. For me, just Google Leo Pond. You find a bunch of stuff. Could be true, could be not. I'm not going to say which is which. But I run the Dorkening Podcast Network. Head on over to thedorkening.com. You can see all the latest episodes of everybody right there. A lot of awesome people doing a lot of awesome stuff. Like the most awesome Esteban from Nerds of Unusual Origin, sir. Where do you like people to interact with you?
You can find us everywhere at NOUO Podcast. You can go to nouopodcast.com. It'll bring you to all the links we have. Yeah.
Awesome. Yo.
St. Laurent on Instagram. That's pretty much it. I know, short and sweet, right?
Steven.
You can follow the award-winning Super Retro Throwback
Ooh.
Reviews on all major podcasts and distributors and on the Dorkening Podcast Network. There's a link in the show notes to my link tree. It has everywhere where you can follow us. Also, there is a special Google form in the link tree as well for a form for our best and worst of the year special, which is at the end of the year. We always do this at the end of the year. It's our season 11 finale. We're going to be doing the best, worst, everything in between of 2022. If you want to take part in it, fill out the form. We'd love your input on what you thought the best movie, best TV show, streaming service, worst of all those and all that stuff. Fill it out. We'd love your input and we'll read it on the show. And I'm here every Wednesday, providing my work doesn't hold me hostage.
Jar Jar.
Check me out over at Comic Book Lovers Buy, Sell, Trade, and Auction on Facebook. We got 20,000 some odd people buy, selling, and trading and auctioning comic books and all sorts of other geek stuff. And splash pages every Tuesday at 8 o'clock and here on Wednesdays and sometimes on Thursdays over on the other one. But also sometime soon I'm going to be restarting the Loose Cannon show, so please be watching for that.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes.
Mr. Brandon.
Oh yeah. Oh, we kind of forgot Brandon for a second there, huh?
No. I hit your button twice.
Fucking. Oh, you know what? That's easy
Just
to do.
mute
Just ask Steve.
I know.
Wow.
There should be no surprise here, my friend. Hey everyone, my name is Powerful Brandon, also known as Brandon Powers. You can come on over to Facebook and check out the Powers Combined group. We're just a bunch of dorks that like to get together and share memes, news, info, fun, laughs, good times to be had by all. Our number one rule there is don't be a jerk. If you violate that, you will be booted immediately. You want to follow me on social media? I am currently only on Instagram at This Brandon Has Powers. You can find me here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Dorkening Wednesday Night Show. I am also on a couple of podcasts that alternate on Sundays every other week. The first one is The Dork Night, which I do with Leo Pond and our friend Justin Cooper, who also does the Epic Shells podcast. On The Dork Night on Sundays, we talk about all things Batman. We dissect and discuss whatever. And then on every other Sunday, we have Comics Paradox, me, Justin, and Leo again, in which we discuss alternate reality tales and takes on comic books and characters that you already know and love. We discuss what ifs, Elseworlds. We will be diving into story arcs like Amalgam Comics or Age of Apocalypse. So yeah, we're having a lot of fun with that, and you can check them out. They're released 8 a.m. every Sunday morning wherever fine podcasts are broadcast.
Awesome.
Ooh, I like the fine podcast or broadcast.
Yeah. Well, that
was
will take you guys
good.
in. Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.